Hi guys, my name is Jessica and welcome to my vlog slash podcast. Today I want to launch the first official episode of a health series that I want to do really briefly talking about health and taking ownership of your health. So I'm a nurse, I work in healthcare. I just graduated during the pandemic of May 2020, so I'm a new nurse. This coming summer I will have been a nurse for 2 years. And I'm currently working an outpatient job that I love. But even within the midst of, being in healthcare every single day and seeing people with chronic illnesses and diseases and neurological conditions, it really breaks my heart because a lot of chronic illnesses and diseases can not just be delayed, not all of them, but a lot of them can be prevented by simple measures of like exercise, eating healthy, taking care of yourself, filling yourself with knowledge of what's good for your body, what's not good for your body. And it's really sad that I just see a lot of people dying younger. In our generation today, we are seeing increased rates of mortality and why can't I talk? Mortality and morbidity than ever before. And this is with increasing technology, this is with advances in science, this is with advances in research. And so something's not right because we know what to do. We have the knowledge, we have the research, we have the resources and the tools at our disposal, but it just seems like our health overall is not getting better, it's declining. We're seeing increased rates of mortality. People are dying at younger age. And things with mental health as well. We're seeing increased rates of mental health, which is a whole other thing that I want to go on about. For this, I'm just going to tie it into, for this first episode, I just want to talk briefly about physical health. When people talk about getting healthy or taking ownership of their health, I feel like they think that you have to be bodybuilders. But I kind of want to bring awareness to the fact. I want to bring awareness. I want to emphasize the fact that you don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to, go on this really strict diet and be a nutritionist and like study all these different things to become a healthy person. It really just takes small, consistent habits. I, for one, hate the gym. I hate working out. I hate going to the gym. I had a gym membership 2 years ago. I went like maybe 5 times. Just kidding, I went more than 5 times. Haven't been to the gym in 2 years, but there are things that you can do that I do in the summer. Like I take walks every single day. I make sure that, not recently, but some seasons of my life, I make sure, hey, I don't eat past 8 o'clock. Hey, I continue to not put sugar in my tea. I don't know why. That was a habit that I caught in 2017. I stopped putting sugar in my tea, in my drinks. I just drink tea without sugar. I drink coffee without sugar, just a little bit of creamer at the top. And that's something that's stuck with me. It's a small way in which I can reduce my sugar intake throughout the day. So you don't have to be crazy. You can just cut out chips, you can cut out junk food, you can cut out excessive chocolate or sugar from your diet, and that can really go a long way in your health. Now, if you are someone who has a chronic health condition, if you are diagnosed with diabetes or a heart failure or something significant, that's going to differ. You're going to have to go on a stricter diet geared to your needs. You're going to have to talk to your medical doctor, a medical professional, what works for you. For example, people with heart failure, you should really be on a strict sodium diet. You cannot go over a certain amount of sodium in a day. It's really bad for your condition. So I'm talking in general right now. I'm assuming that the people that I'm talking to are like my age, in their 20s or in their 30s, and you kind of want to just build habits now to prevent any further decline or to delay the progression of any disease. I believe that you don't have to get sick in your old age. I believe that you can live, because I'm a Christian, I believe in divine healing. I believe that God can keep you free from sickness, and you can live literally your entire life being healthy. But there are practical things that you have to do in order to walk that out. There are spiritual things that you can do, and there are practical things that you can do. So I'm not saying that you have to get sick and that, in your old age you're gonna have disease and all you can do is delay or prevent it. I think God can heal you. I think God can keep you healed. I think you don't even have to get sick in your old age. And that our generation has been taught, like, oh, once you get old, your hearing gets lost, and then you don't walk the same way that you used to, and then your vision just keeps getting worse. I don't think you have to live your life like that. I think that you can actually become strong in your old age, but there are practical things that you have to do starting at a young age, starting in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s. Every single day you can implement small habits that will keep you strong and healthy, not just physically but mentally as well. But this is more geared towards the physical. Our fast food sizes have tripled since the 1990s. Like, it's insane when you look at oh my gosh, look, there's lipstick in my teeth. I was talking this whole time with lipstick in my teeth. I'm being videotaped too for people on the podcast who can't see this. Anyways, fast food has our portions are insane in America. That's what I'm trying to say here. Our portions are insane. So we have to be very aware and just considerate of what we're putting in our bodies every single day. I love McDonald's and I will go to McDonald's every now and then, but I don't eat at McDonald's every single day. There are people who do, and if that's you, listen, I'm not judging you, but maybe you should judge yourself. Maybe you should take ownership, take into account, be self-aware. What am I putting in my body every single day? And is the person who's going to be living this body, if Jesus is to come back before then, or if God willing, you're still alive by then, 10 years or 20 years or 30 years from now, is that person going to thank me? Because the person that you are tomorrow is what you do today impacts who you are tomorrow. The habits that you develop over a pattern of years and days and weeks and months is who you're going to become in the future. People these days are really sensitive and they don't like to say that they are what they do, but you are what you do. You are your habits. Like, your identity shouldn't be based on, when it comes to anything, your identity shouldn't be based on the things that you do wrong or the things that you do right. Your identity should be based on who God says you are in the Word of God, how the Lord sees you, without insecurities or fear or anything like that. But once you understand who you are through the lens of how God thinks of you, a loving, caring, compassionate person, you need to take your identity and then you need to do something with it. You need to walk it out. You can't, a person who gets up every single day and makes their bed and does their laundry, and their car is always clean, they always keep it in tip-top shape, and their in basket at work is always on top of things, that person probably identifies as an organized person. But a person who throws trash, just in the room, they don't clean up the trash, there's laundry everywhere, your house is a mess, there's toys everywhere, and it's constantly like that, you're not gonna identify as an organized person. You might not think that you're organized because of the evidence and what you do on a daily basis doesn't line up with being an organized person. But if you take on this mindset of, like, I am a healthy person, I am an organized person, organized or healthy are two different examples. What does a healthy person do? Small examples, maybe, and I got this from James Clear in his book, so I don't want to copy what he says. But he said, a healthy person, if I think, hey, I'm a healthy person, what does a healthy person do? A healthy person maybe takes the stairs instead of the elevator to work. A healthy person maybe exchanges the bag of chips at lunch for a healthy side, I don't know, broccoli or something like that. A healthy person probably isn't going to drink 3 sodas in a day. They're probably going to exchange it for water or another beverage that's less in calories and sugar. When you make your identity what you're trying to be, it's easy for you to follow suit with those. And I won't say easy, but it's easier for you to follow suit with those habits. So if I think I'm an organized person, my habits are going to line up with what I think about myself. If I think I'm a slob, then my habits are going to line up with what I think about myself. So I think the first step with taking ownership of your health is you really have to stop seeing yourself. If you're not a healthy person, if you don't give a crap about your health and the things that you're eating, and you live a sedentary lifestyle, The first step is you need to come out of that mindset of not caring. And the second step is you need to start thinking of yourself as a healthy person. How can I become a healthier version of myself? And why should you care? In the Bible, in Corinthians, it says to honor God with your body. If you are a believer, you should absolutely care about this. Because honoring God with your body does not just mean, like, not having sex before marriage, or, sexual immorality, and or, even watching things that you shouldn't watch because technically your eyes are, connected to your head, which is your body. I think that's applicable there. Or listening to things that you shouldn't listen, or even like, worshiping God, lifting your hands, you use your body for those things. Honoring God with your body means taking care of your body physically too, mentally. Honoring God with your thoughts, taking care of your mental health. Like, honoring God with your body is your reasonable, according to the Bible, it's a reasonable form of worship. That is your form of worship. Jesus died, he went to the cross, he died not just for your sins, but for your healing as well. But he died to purchase you, and you were purchased with his blood. Your entire self was purchased, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, everything. So the least that we could do is honor God with our body, and by taking care of it, by making sure it's nourished, by making sure it's healthy, by making sure, hey, am I, even practical small things, am I drinking enough water, am I staying hydrated? If you're having frequent headaches throughout the day, I deal with so many headache patients at work. There's so many different causes to why someone could have a chronic migraine. But even the small things, like, are you sleeping enough? Are you sometimes having a little bit of caffeine during the day can help a headache, but are you overloading on caffeine? That can also cause a headache. Are you taking too much Tylenol? That can cause a headache. Are you taking too many over-the-counter meds? Like, what are you eating? Is your diet full of sugar and salt? Are you drinking enough water? Are you staying hydrated? Are you drinking too much, like alcohol? Like, a lot of people who have chronic headaches, they're chronically dehydrated. Like, what are you putting in your body? I don't know where I was going with this, but to honor God with your body. That's why you should care. It's very important. And another thing I was thinking of, like, why you should care is I am somebody who, I'm a dreamer. I love to dream. I love to just, I really am. I think I'm a visionary, and I don't think people think that of me because I don't share my dreams a lot, and I don't share my vision. I don't share my creative side a lot with people. I kind of just am starting to learn more of how to be open and how to share those things. And I only share them with people who, obviously I'm not going to share my dreams with everybody. I'm going to share my dreams with people who are of the like mind, and who won't, like, ugh, you can't do that, that's impossible, why would you think you can do that, who won't discourage me. So that's why I'm guarded when it comes to those things. But I really do, like, I don't know, I'm just a dreamer. So when I think about my life and the things that I want to do and the plans that I have and the things I want to accomplish, I think, what's the point of, like, having everything I ever wanted, being successful, getting everything that's on my list, but then at the end of the day, I'm so unhealthy, I'm chronically fatigued, I'm having all these ailments, problems, chronic conditions in my body, maybe in my mind, that I can't even fully enjoy it. What's the point of accomplishing everything that God called you to do, but you can't enjoy it because you're sick or you're unhealthy? And for a lot of people, I'm not, like, condemning you or any way, because I understand there are genetic predispositions, there's genetic factors in neurology. There's so many neurological conditions where genes do play a huge role. There are things that come on people. You could be the healthiest person ever, and then you get a diagnosis of cancer. Like, I don't know, some things just, they can't, it's not just one cause or another. But for the most part, most chronic diseases, most chronic illnesses, diabetes, heart failure, like edematous legs, like, a lot of these things that we are seeing in our population today can be prevented by simple means, through diet, exercise, eating healthy. My point is, nobody is going to care about your health as much as you do. I love being in healthcare. I love, that we have a lot of hospitals in the area that I live. We have a lot of medical facilities. We have so much research. There's so much innovation happening. But these are places that are not supposed to make you healthy. They're not supposed to. You can get education from them. These are places, doctors' offices and hospitals and urgent cares and all these places. These are places to stabilize you. These are places if you need emergency care, if you need a referral, if you need to go see a specialist, yeah, go to this doctor. Get the help you need. Yes, I'm not against. I'm in healthcare. I'm not against doctors or physicians or anything like that. But this is not these tools, these people, these networks in place, hospitals, specialists, physicians, nurses, whatever. They're not your end all be all. I still have lipstick in my teeth. They're not your end all be all. They're there to help you and to assist you, but they don't. I care about your health, but a lot of people in healthcare, they don't care about your health as much. They won't care about your health as much as you do. There are a lot of compassionate doctors and nurses in healthcare, and they care about people. But there are a lot of people who don't. So I'm just hate to break it to you, but pharmaceutical companies don't care about your health. Insurance companies don't care about your health, okay? So you have to be the person that cares. You have to be the person that takes ownership of what you're doing on a daily basis with your body, with your mind, with what you're putting in your body, with exercising, even taking 30-minute walks every day. That's a start. If you hate exercising, I hate exercising, but I make it a point to at least take a walk every single day, even if it's not 30 minutes. Whenever I can, just move your body. You start there, you start somewhere, and then eventually it builds. I'm looking to get a gym membership again. See, eventually it builds. Maybe I'll get to the gym someday. But my point being is, don't rely on the medical advances of today to do for you what you should be doing for yourself on a daily basis when it comes to your health. Like I said, I'm so grateful for all the access that we have to healthcare. I think that we are so privileged to live in the United States of America where we have such quick access. People in third world countries are dying from dehydration. They're dying from, I saw a video once, we were required to in nursing school, where like a pregnant mom literally died because they didn't have enough IV fluid bags. While she was giving birth, she died from dehydration and bleeding out, and she was hemorrhaging. These are problems that can easily be fixed in our healthcare system today because we don't run out of IV fluid bags. We're not living the apocalypse. We still have a lot of IV fluid bags in our hospitals. These are things that I'm so grateful for. I'm so grateful we have quick access, even though insurance companies do suck and medical bills are insane. I think we are so privileged in America for all the access that we have to healthcare. It's incredible. It's not like this in other countries. It's not even like this like in Egypt, in Cairo, Egypt. My dad lives there. It's not a third world. They're pretty modern. It's not really like a third world country, I wouldn't say. It's not like that over there. I'm so privileged to live in America, but you should not rely on these hospitals. You should not rely on the doctors and the specialists and the people in the working the medical field to be the ones rooting for your health, to be the ones that are gonna save you, to be the ones that are gonna they're gonna stabilize you. But you need to take ownership of your own body so you can stay out of the hospitals. The most common thing that we see, and I'm not a floor nurse, but the most common thing that floor nurses see are admissions and readmissions, because you're there, we stabilize you, we discharge you. There's no time for proper education. There's no time for proper follow-up. There's no there's not enough resources or programs to where we can really mentor people into how to take care of their health, and then they're just back in the hospital again. It could be an exacerbation of like a disease they have. It could be they're not compliant with their diabetic medication, so their blood sugar is off, so they come back in the hospital. They're admitted, they're readmitted, they're admitted, they're readmitted. I had a diabetic patient on the floor. We saw him multiple times. I was only working there on the floor for not that long amount of time, maybe like 6 months or less. And he kept coming into the hospital, coming out of the hospital, coming into the hospital, coming out of the hospital. We kept discharging him, he'd coming back because he was not compliant. There was not proper education on how to take care of himself with living with diabetes, managing diabetes, how to get healthy. And the really sad thing is that diabetes can literally be cured just by changing your diet and exercise. Literally, that it can. People do have to go on oral. People do have insulin and do have to get oral diabetic medication. But first line treatment for diabetes diet and exercise. Diet and exercise. That's the one thing they used to grill in our heads in nursing school. And that's what just really frustrates me, guys, is that it's not supposed to be that hard. Take ownership of your health this year and do practical things. Here are some suggestions in which you can take ownership of your health. You can do intermittent fasting. That's really popular these days. It's really good for your body. It regenerates your stem cells. It clears out toxins from your body. It helps you lose weight. You can do frequent sugar detoxes throughout the year. I think I did this last year where I spent like a week and I didn't eat sugar. I tried to do that every now and then. I haven't been on top of it these past few months, but I want to get back into it where you at least do a sugar detox for like a week or even 3 days where you're just not eating sugar and you let your body, rejuvenate. And it's really refreshing because you kind of crash when you don't eat sugar, and then you realize how much you were dependent on sugar, and then you try to change again. So you can do vitamins, you can do minerals, even taking iron. I don't think I'm anemic anymore, but I used to be anemic, and so even taking like an iron tablet really helped me. Drinking more water, taking vitamin C every day. My ladies out there, you should be taking a calcium supplement, especially if you're a small framed woman in your 20s and your 30s. You better be taking a calcium supplement every single day, because that is going to prevent osteoporosis. It's not going to prevent it, but it's going to reduce the risk of you having osteoporosis in old age. So even small things like that, guys. I really want you to take care of your health, and I pray that this motivated you this year, that in 2022, as you examine your goals and everything that you're doing in your finances, in your career, and anything that you're doing this year, I pray that you would examine your health and come up with ways in which that you can become a healthier person.